What's up, everybody out there? How are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in over here at Patti LaBelle. Oh gosh, I appreciate you so much. I really and truly do. So I want to say thank you to you new viewers, returning viewers, and you subscribers over at YouTube. I appreciate you. Not only am I on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay, so thank you to everybody out there for your support. Now, hit the like button, the subscribe buttons, leave comments, and all of that stuff. Because see, you really and truly hit a nerve over here when you bring up Angela Winbush. You understand what I'm saying? Like you, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Like this here's no joke. You know, you bring up the diva of all divas. Like Angela Winbush is hands down like my favorite singer-songwriter, producer, musician. You know, she's that. Like Angela Winbush, she is the lady with the gold and platinum plaques and the #1 hits. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is no joke. And she doesn't get enough credit. All right? She doesn't at all. I mean, just to talk about the people who have dipped into this lady's catalog and got some more hits is what I'm trying to say. The hits that she had as hits became hits for other people. Whether if it was the entire song or just the tracks themselves. Notorious B.I.G. and Jay-Z and Foxy Brown and, oh gosh, the list goes on and on. Kenny Lattimore, Shantae Moore, Avant, Adina Howard. Ooh, I see y'all just don't know. You just don't know. You don't know. She recently, if I'm not mistaken, she was a part of a tribute for Phife Dawg. Yeah, I listened to the song. Oh my gosh, you cry. If you hear that song, all right, it's going to make you cry, especially the end. It's just what it is. I cried. You know what I mean? That was just so emotional. It was a tearjerker. I mean, it really was. But anyway, shout out to DT over at YouTube. He left a comment and he was talking about, you know, can I talk about Angela Winbush? Can I talk about Angela Winbush? What? That made my day. I dropped everything I was doing. I hurry up and just get her together. I was like, I'm going to do this. As I said before, if you are not going to like one artist over here when I'm done, you going to be a fan of Angela Winbush when I'm done. It's all right. Now, what I'm going to do over here is that he mentioned, or he or she, I'm not quite sure, said that if I could give like a snapshot, if you will, of my take on Angela Winbush's self-titled 1994 debut album on Elektra Records. Yes. Now, let me tell you something about Miss Winbush in 1994. Like, I'm just going to recap some things, but I'm talking about those tracks, right? I think I remember them in my head, even though I got that CD over there in the crate. But I really and truly think that I can go down and really and truly list the songs on the record, like, yeah, how they were sequenced on the records. I can do that. So in 1994, Angela Winbush had released a record, her self-titled record, Angela Winbush, over on Elektra Records. I'm not going to go in the background. I got a lot of Angela Winbush's videos on here, so just go look them up. I don't want to have to rehash. I'm trying to stay in a 30-minute window. Oh my gosh, you guys don't understand how much I was looking forward to Angela Winbush's record when it finally came out in 1994. Like, I needed my fix. I mean, it was a bad fix. Like I was shaking every day because I didn't hear a record from this lady. And I'm not joking. Like, I was wondering every day, like, is it today's the day? So let me tell you how I stumbled across the record. I'm in high school, okay, when Angela Winbush releases her self-titled record on Elektra Records in 1994. I was listening to the radio, but not as much. As I told you, by the time 1997 comes into play, I totally lost interest in music at that time. I was not going down that train with music after 1997. I wasn't. I just didn't like. I didn't have a good feel of where it was going, and so I don't listen to it now. So anyway, so I never forget. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. And I am visiting my aunt like I normally would do, and so she asked me, she was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, well, I want a jersey and I want an Angela Winbush CD. So she looked at me like, oh, okay, And so we went and got the jersey. And then she took me around to some stores, record stores, to purchase the record. So we get into this store. I never forget, this is a true story. So we go into this store, and what I decide to do is that this is me. I don't go in with a thought in mind sometimes with the record I want to see because I'm afraid I might miss something. So I would literally go down the rack. Like start at A and go up and down. And I'm just looking. Okay. I didn't want to miss anybody. And so because I knew I wanted the Angela Winbush record, I went straight to the Angela Winbush, the W's. I went, I didn't see anything. And no, take that back. No, I went and I saw a single, the Treat You Right single. So I looked, and I'm not looking for anything new. I don't know why. I hadn't heard anything, at all on the radio or anything, and I really wasn't listening to the radio like that. But there was nothing that made me say, "Oh, Angela Winbush has a new record out." So when I go in and I go straight there, I'm like, "Huh?" And I see it. It's Angela Winbush, "Treat You Right." I'm like, "Huh?" So I'm looking at it like. Okay, so now I go over and I'm looking for the whole record. I don't see it, and so I go up to the guy, the customer service representative, and I say, "Hey," I was like, "Do you have this entire record?" And he looked at me. I never forget it. Like, man, he was like, "No, but it's on its way." Like he was like looking like he was just as happy as I was. He was like, "No, man, but it's on its way. It's on its way." I was like, "Okay." And so what I did was I had the single, right? And so before he's about to walk off from me, I said, "Well, do you have Renee and Angela or Angela and Renee's record?" And so he was like, "Hold on for a second." So he goes into the bag, he comes back out, and he brings me, and at this time I didn't have it, the Street Called Desire cassette. So I left that day with an Angela Winbush record, Treat You Right, and the cassette for Renee and Angela's Street Called Desire. So I'm waiting. I got a little bit of fix, Treat You Right. I never heard the song. I didn't hear it at all, on the radio, nothing about a video or anything. So I put it in and I play it and I go, oh, okay. Because if you are familiar with Angela Winbush, then you know that her songs are definitely straight up R&B, and if you're listening to like songs like I'll Be Good, if you are like songs like Run to Me, No More Tears, those up-tempo type of songs, if you like Angela Winbush and you like her style of up-tempo songs, dance songs, then when I heard Treat You Right, it took me a minute. I was like, okay, there's something about this. Okay, I can get it. I can get used to it. And so after a while, I liked the song because I had to get used to hearing Angela Winbush sing those kinds of records, those kinds of songs. Like it was kind of like mid-tempo type of songs. It wasn't that it was a bad song. It's just the idea that it came from Angela Winbush. So I finally buy the entire CD. All right. Finally. I see it. It's there. It's available because I'm visiting my aunt and she stays in another state. When I get back home, I'm finally able to go because at this moment in time, I am, people already know when I'm asking you for money, you know, or something like that. They know, oh, he's about to go to the record store. That's what he needs. Give him his $10, give him his 20. So he's on his way to the record store. So I get the record and I play it. Of course, I heard Treat You Right so much that when I put the CD in, I skip it because I already know what it's going to sound like. And of course, I appreciate Angela Winbush because she has all her lyrics in her songs. So all I have to do is just open up the cover and I'm looking at the lyrics. And the second single on it is called Inner City Blues. So I'm like, oh, okay, okay. This is a different vibe, you know, that I'm getting from Angela Winbush. Like, I'm ready to hear that octave. I'm ready for her to soar throughout that track. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for her to really do some gut wrenching belting. You know, that's what I'm used to when it comes to Angela Winbush. So I was like, okay, that's neat. That's nice. Then the next single, Keep Turning Me On. So at this moment in time, my brain is like, how do I get adjusted to this? Right? Because it's definitely a different effort than you get from Angela when you get the Sharp CD as well as the Real Thing CD. So then I'm looking, I'm like, oh, she on Elektra Records. Oh, okay. And so now things start to make sense as I'm listening to Keep Turning, you know, Me On. I'm saying, oh, Anita Baker. All right, Elektra Records, they're trying to put her in that Anita Baker style. They're trying to put her in that Shirley Murdoch style. You know, do you see where I'm going? So there's a certain way that Anita Baker is packaged and produced. Same way with Shirley Murdoch, packaged and produced. There's just a certain way. So they put her in that production style. Now, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that for the for the Angela Winbush record, she had full creative control as well for that record. That's what I heard. Now, I'm not quite sure if that's true, but that's what I heard. She had full creative control. Anywho, so then I get to Keep Turning Me On, y'all. And at the end of that song, when she hits that sickening note, oh my gosh, like that I had a little bit of fix. And when I heard that note at the end of Keep Turning Me On, I was like, oh yeah, she back. She we good. We good. I didn't even finish the record, the rest of the record for a while because I kept playing that one part at the end of the song over and over again. And I kept listening to Keep Turning Me On over and over again. I didn't move for at least a few days from just that song, Keep Turning Me On. I love it so much. Keep Turning Me On is definitely the song of choice for me when it comes to Angela Winbush. It's very hypnotic to me, the end. She does something at the end that I still can't quite figure out, but it's very mesmerizing to me. It's very captivating and seductive. It lures you in. Whatever she's doing at the end is definitely in an Anita Baker type style. You know how Anita Baker can vamp out a record, and I'm thinking about a song such as on her Compositions record, Lonely. I'm thinking about Fairy Tales. I'm thinking about, there's a song, Lonely, Fairy Tales. What's the end of the other song? Is it at the end of the album? I can't think of it. But the way Anita Baker vamps out a song, the way Anita Baker does the end of Body and Soul, is definitely another one. I'm trying to think of what is the name of that record. Did I name it? Fairy Tales must be the last song. No, what is the last song on Anita Baker's album? What is the last song on Anita Baker's album? Compositions. It's compositions, y'all. It's compositions. It's the last song on that album. It's Fairy Tales. Okay, I told y'all I be knowing what I be talking about. Told you I know what I'm talking about. Fairy Tales is the last song on Anita Baker's composition album. It's the way she vamps out fairy tales. It's the way she vamps out Lonely. The way she vamps out Body and Soul. It's the same way Angela Winbush vamps out that single, Keep Turning Me On. That for me, I do the same thing with Anita Baker's record. Like Body and Soul, the last part of Body and Soul, like I can rewind it just to hear that part again. Love it. Then you have Keep Turning Me On. I think Keep Turning Me On, not Keep Turning Me On, Too Good to Let Go. For Angela Winbush's Too Good to Let Go, I definitely thought could have been the song that could have been released as a single. I do. And then You Are My Everything, I think is the end of the A side. So if I understand correctly, Treat You Right, Inner City Blues, Keep Turning Me On, Too Good to Let Go, and You're My Everything. Those songs are on the A side of the Angela Winbush project. Love them all from beginning to end. I love that whole entire A side. We're going to talk about the B side because I like the B side as well. So at this moment in time, what I'm getting from Angela Winbush's record on Elektra Records, I guess she's jazzy, if I could call it that. She's jazzy. She's still with her same style of playing the keyboard. I heard someone, I'm not a music major, so we're not even going to try to talk in terms of the music style, if you will. But I heard someone call it like that falling keyboard type sound. You hear that when you hear the Isley Brothers, what's the name of the Isley Brothers track on Tracks of Life? I think it was their 1992 record that was released, A Bedroom Eyes. Like, I'm not even going to try to make that sound, but it's the way it's like that falling, someone says that keyboard sound that she does. You still get that with Treat You Right. Like, check out Angela Winbush's record on The Real Thing called I'll Never Be the Same. It's that keyboard that I guess they call it a falling keyboard, as I said before. I like that, the way she does it. I'll Never Be the Same. She does the same with Please Bring Your Love Back Home on the Real Thing record. And I'm liking the journey. I think when I finally get into the record, I understood what she was doing and how she was approaching the song. You know, and since I know that Angela Winbush is also a music major, I understood and appreciated what she was doing. When on that Angela Winbush record, another thing that I appreciate about Angela Winbush production style, she's clever with you. I like her because she plays with you a lot, and she does things that if you don't. If you're not a music lover, like just a lover of music, you would totally miss it. She incorporates other song lines in her music. There's a song on the B side to B side to the Angela Winbush album, and it's called Dream Lover. Well, at the end of that song, towards the end, guess what she starts doing? She starts singing Shaka Khan's "Ooh, I Like Your Lovin'." You know, and I was like, oh man, Angela, like that's clever. The way she does it. Like, and she does it at a point on the track where it's perfectly placed. It's not like it's forced. It's perfectly placed. It's the same thing with definitely on the Isley Brothers record, Mission to Please. Like, Whenever You're Ready. On the Isley Brothers Mission to Please album, there's a song called Whenever You Ready. And Angela Winbush, I know Angela Winbush had to write this part, this lyric of that song, because Ron starts to sing, "Baby, baby, let's celebrate, Yahoo, ain't nothing but a party, y'all." I was like, that's straight up Angela Winbush. I know it, because when he starts to say, "Baby, baby, let's celebrate," I'm thinking about Kool in the Game. And I'm like, oh, that's definitely an Angela Winbush trademark. She does that so easily and effortlessly, incorporating other song titles in her lyrics. I like it. It's just so, mwah, yes. So when I hear Dream Lover, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I do recall that Mariah Carey's Dream Lover is out at the same time. And I was like, oh, okay, Dream Lover, I like it. It's definitely a song that it looks like she's trying to go back to what we know about her, as far as The Real Thing and No More Tears and Run to Me. Like, she's going back to that with Dream Lover, like that upbeat dance track, and I like that a lot. Now I'm about to get confused on the other songs at the end of it. So if you have Dream Lover, the next song would have to be a song called Hot Summer Love. I like it. And she does it again. It just came to my mind. She does it again with Hot Summer Love, because at the end of Hot Summer Love, what she shouts out in Hot Summer Love? These are the good times, right? Sheiks, the good times. Like, she does it again. Like, baby, Angela Winbush is so smoking. Like, she is like, I'm not going to say clever. I'm going to say smart. She's very smart in her productions. She is. Like, her approach to it, like, you can tell that not only does she understands, that's it. For me, what I get from Angela Winbush is she understands every component. Every component. Like, she's that smart and that clever with it. She knows what she can do vocally. She knows what the instrument can do. Like, when you listen to it, it's intentional. Like, this is not something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I'm doing type thing. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, I could be wrong, but around like the late 90s, so maybe like 97, 98, 99, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that Angela Winbush can engineer a project. Like, I could be wrong, but that's what I heard, that she can actually engineer her own projects. I was like, what? See, that's why she don't get as much credit so let's stick with the tracks though. So Hot Summer Love, I like it. What's the next single? Dream Lover. I remember because I play it all the time. Hot Summer Love. Sensitive Heart. You're dealing with a sensitive heart. I like Sensitive Heart because I think that record she actually co-writes, is co-written with Ernie and Marvin. Now, is it Ernie, Marvin, and Ron? I think shares writing production on that record. So just the fact that she actually has the Isley Brothers on there because, you know, she's always working with them, but you never seen the Isley Brothers work with her on a record. So for that alone, I think that this is definitely a gem of an album to have if you want to experience what it was like for the Isley Brothers to be on an Angela Winbush project, like writing, you know, Ernie, like, I was like, wow, like on an Angela Winbush record, that's just wow, right? Let us, and then you have, oh, I'm the Kind of Woman will be the last single. Whew. I'm done. Like, I don't have to talk about it. That's how much I like it. I really felt like I'm the Kind of Woman should have been. This is just me personally. So if any records, songs on the album that should have been released, for me, I thought it should have been Treat You Right, obviously, I'm the Kind of Woman, Hot Summer Love, and Too Good to Let Go. Maybe You Are My Everything. I kind of get torn between You Are My Everything, but for sure. Now, here's a little trivia. I don't know if I'm, you know, this is what I just heard. If I understand correctly, I think Treat You Right was supposed to have been for SWV. That's what I heard. I heard, and this was a long time ago, so I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that Chucky originally intended that record to be for Coco. SWV was supposed to record it, but they passed on the record. And it was given to Angela Winbush, you know, and when Angela Winbush heard it, she was like, okay. And if you think about what Angela Winbush was doing, let's say if we take Treat You Right off the album, right? There's not, except for Dream Lover, that banger that you would call that up-tempo record that we know Angela Winbush for doing. It would definitely be that Treat You Right single. So Treat You Right for me definitely was the record to have, you know, on the Angela Winbush album, you know, and I think that single had a lot of longevity, a lot. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember this or not. I recall, why is it that I remember all of this stuff? I remember Monica. Monica did like this, and you probably look it up. It could be on YouTube still. I don't know if it was VH1, MTV, BET. I'm not quite sure, but I know it was a music channel. And Monica had her favorite top 25 female artists, you know, that she liked. Angela was definitely in the top 25. I remember that, you know, Monica. And I was like, what? I was like, Monica, like Angela Winbush's Treat You Right. You know, I can't remember when it was out, but she definitely, I think Angela Winbush probably came in like maybe like 24, 23, 22, but she made the cut. And when she, you know, Monica talked about Angela Winbush, you know, introducing the song, and then the video played, and I was like, oh, that was neat. I think overall, in general, I appreciate the Angela Winbush's album because of because of who Angela Winbush became on this record. You know, and to me, who did she become? I think she definitely, once again, for whatever reason, she proved herself. Now, if you want to talk about chart performance as far as how well it did, this, that, and the other, I think the last time I checked, the album hovered around the top parts of the 300,000 copies sold, somewhere in the 400,000 range is where it performed. But, you know, I don't want to talk long at all about this after 30 minutes, and 30 minutes is about to pop up. So I want to end it here and just say, you know what, you guys, you know what I'm going to say. Don't forget over here at People of View that we believe in what putting out behind where our hearts desires to be. Also remember that I love you and God loves you best. And I also look forward to seeing you next video. Oh, there's definitely a part 2 to this. Don't get it twisted. Yes. So see you next video.